Hi guys, my name's Olivia, and I am currently in a giraffe onesie in my dorm room using this sepia filter because I'm not wearing makeup and I kind of wanted to look like Adele in her new music video. But, alas, that is not my reason for making this video. I wish I could talk to you about Adele, but I am in fact talking about book censorship. Now, the book I selected was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I must disclose that I am not a crazy diehard Harry Potter fan, but this happened to be the most recent book that I read that I found on the banned book list, which I was very surprised to because it is such a common book and such a beloved franchise. I don't really see that having a bad effect on America. But a summary for those of you who don't know, Harry Potter is a young boy whose parents died when he was an infant, leaving him to live with his malicious and obnoxious aunt, uncle, and cousin. However, it is soon revealed that Harry was the child of two talented wizards and is given admission into Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. While there, Harry finds friendship and acceptance amongst his peers and is able to combine his classmates' strengths with his own in order to save the wizarding world on multiple occasions. Specifically, I'll be talking about, as I said, the first book. I read that because I knew if I tried to summarize it myself, I would ramble. The Harry Potter series is actually the most banned piece of literature of the 21st century, according to the American Library Association. Why was it banned? Well, the most notorious of criticisms came from none other than the fundamentalist American Christian groups who argue that the books promote witchcraft, Satanism, and anti-family themes. Because it's 2015 and Satan's still walking around on the street, I guess. The biggest problem I have with that argument, now I'm going to take my personal stance because that is obviously the purpose of this project. The biggest problem that I have with that argument is that a lot of these parents allow their children to worship Disney films and things like that also promote things such as witchcraft and wizardry, but they don't see as bad because it's supposed to be like a fairy tale and it's not a real human being doing it. They had no problem with their child dressing up as the Little Mermaid, even though she got to walk because she tried to sell her soul. Or there's no problem with Cinderella's beautiful dress that she got through sorcery as well. If we're going to consider the fairy godmother's wand the same as Harry Potter's, I suppose you could say that was sorcery. It seems like a very one-sided argument. I don't know. Obviously, there could be fundamentalist Christians that say that Disney's Satan too, but I haven't heard that one as much as Harry Potter. On a personal account, I went to a small Catholic school for high school after going to public school for many years, and one thing that came up for us, including Harry Potter, was that we could not have a Harry Potter themed rally because one mom said it promoted sorcery. As if that's a problem you see every day on the street, is people coming around trying to steal your soul and, eating unicorns and drinking their blood and whatever. I mean, it happens to me every day, so I totally get that argument. It's very logical, if anything. Now I'm going to talk about some of my favorite parts of this book, as we should not focus this entire video on my roommate's gesturing that she's going to lotion her arms. I don't know why that's important. I'm leaving it in this video, though, because that was weird. So we're going to talk about some of my favorite parts of this book in particular, and some of the least favorite parts that I had. One of my favorite parts was actually just the ending of it, which, spoiler alert, though I'm pretty sure everyone in the seminar this is going to be showed to has probably read Harry Potter.
I haven't.
Because you guys are good people, unlike me, who read it this year. My roommate's being really obnoxious. I might have to kick her out. My favorite part of the book, actually, though, is the ending. After Ron, Hermione, and Harry had worked together to retrieve the Sorcerer's Stone and defeat Voldemort for the first time of the series. I think that Harry felt supported by others for the first time in his life, as he had had a very terrible upbringing due to the death of his parents and having to live with, as I said, the terrible cousin, uncle, and aunt. I don't think he ever felt truly loved. I loved when he awoke in the nurse's office to his friends around him who were very concerned about his well-being, as well as some adults. I don't think, due to his environment living under the stairs, he never really had children care about him either. He didn't have friends. He was kind of like a malnourished little guy that sat in a room eating saltine crackers his entire life, which is inaccurate, but that's the description I have, because I just picture this pasty little guy eating crackers. other than that guy. Even though Harry had to wait a little while to realize his fame in another part of the world, along with others' respect for him, every moment that he gets to realize his worth is touching and makes the book magical, even when you read it for the first time as a senior in high school, like I did. My least favorite part of the book was having to go into the children's section to find it. It was pretty degrading. I don't know why I assumed it was a teen novel because all my friends are obsessed with it. And I'm like, young adult, like, Divergent and all that stuff. No, I had to go in the straight up children's section of Barnes & Noble to find it. Other than that, I really can't think of part of it that I didn't like. I mean, obviously it's simplistic diction because it's a children's novel, which I did not predict, which almost made it better because it's so fast-paced when you read it. It's like you're watching a movie, and when you watch the movie, it really flows really well. Just benefit of having a very wide audience to project to, from children to adults, any age. This book really made me appreciate the world of fantasy literature. The book takes you somewhere else and you truly feel connected to this fictional place. I got to go to Harry Potter World this past summer and everything was magical and so accurate to the text. It was as if I was actually in the book. At this part, though, it's going to be edited in. As humans, though, our ability to imagine and view things as what they are not is a blessing to us. To me, the ability to imagine up ideas, theories, opinions, and everything else is my absolute favorite part of life. Getting to read a book like this, that was entirely of someone's imagination, really encouraged me to craft with my own mind. I thought that the world that the author, Rowling, was able to create is just so detailed and imaginative, and the way that she portrays it in the text makes you feel like it's real. And I think that's a really rare thing for authors to do nowadays, especially with just, cinema advances and stuff. I feel like you can make anything exist. So a lot of times that exists in movies more so than books. This was an example where, like, the book really portrayed well the author's imagination, the extent of it. She, like, painted a picture. It was wonderful. I think others should read this book because it is fascinating and an imaginative tale that ages older with you. The themes are exciting and you learn something about what it is to be a friend and a heroic individual. Harry Potter combines the day-to-day stresses of a young boy with a fantastical world unlike any other. If people were going to ban children from reading a children's book like Harry Potter, then we might as well ban every Grimm fairy tale off the market, and those all promote similar witchcraft and sorcerer and all those ideals in, I think, a worse way, because it shows it preying on children, not like children are saving the day with magic. No, children are, like, dying. But no one has a problem dressing their child up as Hansel and Gretel, or Cinderella, or The Little Mermaid. So I don't get why Harry Potter's such a big deal to people and why it's so offensive. I think encouraging children to rely on each other and be good friends and step up to challenges and have courage and be kind are all messages that really flow constantly throughout this novel. You never see Harry be entirely selfish in his acts, and I think that's a really good role model for children to have. Pardon me. I don't know. I never read it and thought, oh, this would negatively affect a child when they read it. I didn't think that when I read it, I wanted to worship Satan, or that I wanted to go cast a spell on my little sister and make her turn into a frog or something. I don't know what people are thinking this is going to do, but I do think that it says a lot about parts of America, because I've never seen this issue come up in California in particular. But the idea that children could have such a beautiful and powerful book taken away from them just because of the ideals of one religion is truly tragic. That's not as eloquent as I would have liked to put it, but I think of America, it truly is a nation of freedom of religion and freedom of speech, and this should be allowed to exist, even if it does offend some people. That's life. Some things are offensive. And I guess your personal choices can dictate how you live life, but you can't force that upon other people. You can choose not to read Harry Potter, but that doesn't mean you can tell a kid that you don't know in your city that they can't read Harry Potter, because chances are they really want to, and chances are, since you're in the South, you're really close to Harry Potter world, and they probably want to go there, and you should let them read so they totally can. This is a stupid Wednesday. Anywho, read Harry Potter. My roommate is laughing at me. Don't listen to fundamentalist Christians who say we need to ban this book. They don't know anything. That's a very rude accusation to make. They do know things, but I think they're in the wrong on this subject, and that we should not be banning children's books of anything. Olivia out.